Master on the beat, let's get it.
It's your boy Brandon back here again. Today we are blessed to have one of the boys, DeckBox TCG, and he's gonna be showing cases. He's a mainland Enel deck profile. I don't know if I said that right, but he's gonna be showing cases his Enel deck profile that he was undefeated before Swiss. So hey brother, take it over, man. It's all you.
How you doing, guys? My name is John, and I go by DeckBox. A lot of people know me by that name. A lot of people know me by John. So I'm glad to be here. First of all, I would like to thank Bar Kobe for letting me come here and explain a little bit about my deck profile. That I went undefeated at the case tournament in Maitland, cool stuff Maitland, and I just want to showcase this list, especially because I believe that Enel in this format, it's really good. It could grind with all the top decks, and I believe that it's one of the best decks around.
Bust duck.
So I just want to go ahead and let you know that there's a lot of good leaders, but this leader, it actually grinds a lot and it helps a lot at the end game because it has so many cards that helps the leader reset the life that it's just amazing when you try to go for game. You're always going to be at one life, and that's always going to be helpful. Yeah. That's the reason I changed to play this format, just because it could grind and you could get a big hand, and also it helps a lot against a lot of matches. So that's pretty the reason I chose to play this leader. So let me go ahead and showcase you my list and explain a little bit more in depth about why I play Enel. So let's start with the 2Ks for Charles Flampe. The reason I play this card, it's actually amazing, especially because on the on-play effect, you can add one card from your top or bottom of your life cards and draw one card. So this actually is really helpful in a couple matches, especially if they're starving you. You can use this card, play it out, and then obviously it's a 2K, so that's amazing. The other good thing about this card is some good players, they will actually not give you life and they want to keep you at 2. And sometimes you get to your 10 down and you want to do Yamato. You actually play this for 1, draw a card, play Yamato, kill something, and heal again.
It's really good.
So this card needs to be played, and I believe it's a staple in this deck.
But there's also another combo.
Oh, what's the other one?
In the mirror match, when they bounce your Karakuri, and you don't have another Karakuri in hand, you can play that and take, because remember, you can take from the top or bottom.
There you go.
So you just play that for 1 done, and you can get that Karakuri back and bounce their own Karakuri.
That's
a really good combo.
That's another combo that you get also.
Yeah.
And also, this is also really helpful, and you want to see this when you play against Nami. Nami right now, it's really good. It's a deck that it just popped out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It has so much potential that when you go against Nami, you want to see this card. You want to actually, if you see 2, it's beautiful. Because you have to draw all your KO cards, so you can KO their Kayas.
Because they would never attack you.
Oh yeah, so they will not attack you, and then if they do, you still have a big hand. So it really doesn't matter. So you gotta see this card and when you play against Nami.
Yeah.
So I believe it's a staple and now.
Yeah.
Best 2K in the game for yellow. This card, everybody hates it. It's just, I believe, like the nightmare of everybody. Yeah. Because it just wins you games, and obviously it's a 2K, so it's another staple. You have to run it.
It's really good, yeah.
This card right here, Shiroyoshi blocker. I believe that it's one of the best blockers that I've come across, especially in this leader. Just because of the gaining of a life, it's really helpful. And then late game also, you can just play this. And let's say you don't want them to kill one of your big characters, you go ahead and you play this, and if they want to swing big, you just block. But against black, it's mostly how I actually play it, and against blue, it's only in the beginning I could play it. Just if I probably see like my 2-don turn. I go second. And I just play it. They're not gonna bottom deck it that early, so you can just block. But I believe this is more for black and for late game stuff. And then if not, there's 1K counter. So and you need to play this card. It's just too good.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna show you. I used to hate this card, and now it's like my favorite card. That's why I had to get alternates.
There you go.
Woo! Onami. Why this card is so good? It's just a saver. It saves you. Out of life is just a saver, and you cycle so much through the deck that you're gonna see at least one of these in your life. And also the other good thing about it is, especially my favorite play, and I will keep doing it. My 4-don turn. I don't really have a character to play besides Frankie. So what I do is I just play 2, put it on my banish to my leader, and hit for 7. Sometimes they just take it, and sometimes they have to give me 2 cards out of their hand. So when they take it, it's really painful because I was playing, just a little back memory. I was playing against a Lucci player. I gave him banish, hit for 7, and he took it, and it was a gecko. So into the trash.
Love to see it, brother.
So that was the one gecko less that I had to see. But if they counter, it's fine. I don't mind if they counter or they take it.
They're losing 2 cards.
They're losing 2 cards, and that's valuable at the beginning of the game. So you have to play this at 4.
And also, you can abuse that with Katakuri. Because you can play
part.
that early, and then if it's still on the board late game, you can just
there you
bounce
go.
that.
That's beautiful too, because that it gives you a live and it could kill a 4 or less. So a 5 or less. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so good.
Another 2K that I run is Frankie. This card, it's amazing just because it's a body, and sometimes I don't see it as much in my last live, but when I do, it's really helpful. You just gotta mind if you want to take it to your hand or play it. Just depends the situation, but most of the time, playing is really good because you get a body. And sometimes, depending the match, let's say if I go in against like a Doflamingo on my 4-don turn, I'll just play it. I need a body. They get too many bodies on the field, and I have to actually have 2 attacks to take some cards out of their hand or something. But usually I play it out too. So it's not only 2K is a 4, it's a 4/5, so it's good to play too. So it's amazing.
Yeah, it's really good. It's really good. Just like he said, be mindful, because sometimes if your opponent has lethal, it's better to keep that 2K in hand, because they can just steal games from you.
This card is really good as well. It's a mini Onami. So when this card came out, I was playing it at 2, but then I bumped it just because of Law, Red Purple Law, because this card is just too good to kill a 4 or less. The Flamingo, same thing. He just kills a 4 or less. Any blocker. Sometimes I actually hardcast it, so I pay 5. I just to pop something and draw a card. It's amazing, and it's a 1K, so I think 3 is fine. I mean, it's just there's not too many. I would love to play at 4, but there's not much space in the deck to actually play 4. So I had to cut 1 to play another card that I'll show you in a minute. This right here, it's actually a card that I really like. I told Bar about this card, and now he's using it. So shout out to just the thinking about killing a 5 or less for a life. It's not bad, just because you recycle your life so much that you don't really care about trashing a life. So, and this also is good against Nami, just because you don't care about your life. So you play it and you want to kill their Kayas, make sure they don't bring it back to their hand, because that's kind of like their win condition. They keep just drawing cards. Yep. So I think if you see these, it's amazing, because you just want to kill something. But the main reason I put these 2 on my deck is for Law. Yeah. Because I want to kill the ball. 5-cost Kid Blocker, which that kind of won me a game in the case tournament at Malin. It was against Brandon, so I killed his 5-cost Kid Blocker, and it was amazing. So I believe that this card it's good. I just run it at 2. Some people run it at 3, but preference 2 is fine for me. So it's been working, so I like it at 2.
Yeah, it's really good. Just be mindful that if you have one life and you do that in your turn,
It's over. Yeah.
you gotta close the game out because then you just die next turn. Yeah.
Yeah. What can I say? This is a beautiful card and one of my favorite cards, Gadatsu. This is why I actually deck is so good because you could KO stuff, and getting rid of a body in their field, it's just amazing. And establishing a 6K body, it's better. So some matches you just really want to starve a little bit, so you can start killing their KOing their monsters. But I believe that it's just a staple in Enel and any yellow deck because it helps you clear board. So you have to play this at 4.
And then the good thing about him is that you don't lose a life or you don't have to sacrifice like the Rocket Luffy. He's gonna kill something and stay in the board.
Correct.
So, yeah.
Correct. This card is so good.
I love it.
I didn't even play this card before, but now it's annoying. Nobody likes it just because the ability is so good. Like I say, you could recycle your life, and with this card, it's just puts a lot of pressure. Against black, it's amazing. Against blue, it's amazing. I was playing somebody, and they try to I believe Red Rocket, and they couldn't. So, and they're like, why? And I'm like, oh, because the ability says when he leaves the field, you can trash a life. So if they're gonna take it out of the field, you just trash a life.
And they don't play Luffy characters, so I think, yeah. Yeah.
So it's an amazing card, and I think that the rush it gives it that spicy because sometimes you just want to. Sometimes I swing 7/7 and then I hit another 7. That's 3 7s in a turn. It's tough. There's a lot of pressure that you take.
Yep.
So this is the only card that I kind of changed from the case tournament till now. Is one Charlotte Compote, I think it's called. I call her La Gorda because she's fat, but I love it. This card, it's actually a vanilla, but it's a 7/9. So
1K counter.
And I actually put this just because of Bonnie.
Okay.
I think Bonnie's a hard match. It's so hard for Enel. And just instead of putting an Enel, I'd rather put this card in the field. It's a 9K, so I don't know how they're gonna get rid of this. They're gonna have to spend Dawns. And usually I play this, it sticks on the board. It never these. So once I start putting this, then I start putting all my big characters, and it just becomes a little too much pressure. So that's the only reason I cut a Luffy for one of these. So I don't think if you don't have this card, it's not. I don't think Enel is playable without this card. This card helps in everything. It helps in every match. It helps in black.
Yeah.
It helps in blue.
Blue,
It
green.
helps in green.
Yeah. Mirror match.
Mirror
remove their own.
match.
Yes.
It helps you healing if you don't have any healers.
It gives like a slot to heal back. It's just remove their kid or something.
Remove their kid. Like
so good, man.
It's an amazing card, and I believe this card should be a staple in any, especially yellow deck. So
yeah, so good.
Reason we play the staples here. Yamato's it's just part of this deck. That's why we play it now, because of this card. If this card didn't exist, I don't know. I don't know why we'll be playing Enel, but this is the card. Yamato is just healing one and killing
starting
one.
them even better. It's just
even better. Correct.
It's just so good, man.
And I believe that this card makes the deck tier 1.
Yeah.
Ace it just has a lot of synergy with this leader. Just knowing that you're gonna go back to 1 and recycle and then attack for 10. Some of the matches go fast. I had matches that they can't handle the pressure because like I said, I could go 7/7/7. Then on my 10 dawn, I just hit one of these. 10. It's just a lot of pressure. They just can't handle ace, and a lot of people don't like this card, but it's just amazing. It's just amazing. You have to play it in this deck. Like, I will not cut this for nothing.
Yeah, it's so good. It's a staple of 4.
Yeah. Right here, it's a card that I think some people paid at 3. I just had a really hard time against Bonnie, so that's why I played it at 4. I don't play Chiriyoshi. That's why I kind of maximize on every card that I need to see at least one or twice. And this card, it just won me a lot of games. It won me games against Lucci, killing the Morias, Bonnie, killing the Soros, on Blue Dolphy, killing their Kaido, 10 cost Kaidos. It's 6 dons, mirror match. 6 dons is not that bad, and then you can still use the other dons to play with it and put a blocker or just swing for 7, swing 7, or swing 9. Yep. So you could clear 2 bodies. Maybe they have some other monsters rested. Just swing 9, kill 1, and then kill their big guy. And that's 2 cards you clear, and you're still at 1 life. That's fine. You're gonna have counters. So I believe this card is too good, especially. This is morally for Zoro. Zoro just destroys his deck. So you want to see this card against Zoro.
Yeah, so good. And against Law, when you started them and you trigger that, beautiful. yeah,
exactly.
So
and then, like, let's say you're playing against the leaders that have small characters. The trigger is amazing. You kill any other body, so it's another KO for any other character, small characters.
Yeah.
And this card, it's good. I really can't complain about it. It could save you games, but I don't like to see it in my hand that much. I like to see it at least 1 or twice, but I don't want to see 2 of these in my hand or 3. Like, it just gets a little cloggy for me. Just discarding 2 cards is kind of like hefty. Sometimes I have this and a 2K, and it just makes me so sad that I have to discard 2K just to counter 8. So it's a great card, but I think that 2, at 3 is good. So I don't play it.
Favorite card though, from last live, man.
Yeah,
it's still games.
It's still games. It's just, I believe that.
But you can get away with 3. I agree with that.
Depending on the next format, yes. I might be tempted to bump it to 4. It just depends on how everything just turns out.
I think in the aggro format you play. I think this format was kind of mid. You had Law, but that was like the only fast deck.
Yeah, correct.
So
every other deck was so like grindy that. But yeah, Law. That's the reason you need this. But maybe we have to test and see if we could just bump it up a little bit more. Yeah. But I think that right now at 3 for me it worked perfectly.
Yeah, nice.
Yep.
All right, guys. So before we continue with the matchups that he played and his strategies against different matchups, I wanted to please ask you to don't forget subscribe if you haven't done it. Like the video, comment. We read every comment. It will really help us in the algorithm. So, and also on the second half of this video, your boy Brent is gonna show you the deck profile that he went 5-0 in the Treasure Cup this past Friday on Jammin. So, hey, brother, keep it up, man. Take it over.
So, in my cool stuff, undefeated matches, I actually went through 6 matches. I actually wrote them down just to give you a little bit more insight on what I played. That day I played round 1 was against a mirror match, Enel. Mirror matches are really toxic in the sense that it just depends that who gets to an ace, and also who gets bigger bodies on the board, and then it just depends on how many life you have. So everything takes a little part in that match actually, and it's not easy. It's not free. If you know how to play it, the match is going to be really like back and forth. But if you don't know how to play the match, then it just becomes whoever knows how to play the match. Who's going to take it. Like, that's just the whole point about mirror matches with Enel, especially with this kind of like format that is going on. I believe that bigger bodies are better, but then if you see your Rygos and you're less live, that also helps because you clear their board, and then you just gotta know when is the right time to start going for life. So that was kind of like my first match, and I took that one. Second match was another mirror match, which I really not a big fan of mirror matches, but I had to just kind of learn them to actually do good with them because I don't like them, but I was seeing a lot of Enels that day. I don't know why. So that was my second match. And now I actually played round 3 against Nami.
Ooh.
And that match, I didn't know it was that good against Enel. I guess he didn't see his cards. I also kind of knew a little bit. Now I know more about it, but during that case tournament, I really didn't know what was the strategy going into it. I believe Nami was in the rise. So the only thing I knew was just killing their like Kayas. So that's why this card right here, the Sabo, this kind of like helped me. The Gadatsu helped me. So I started killing their Kayas and establishing 5K, 6K bodies on the field. And then I started just swinging 7, 7, 7. So that's kind of like the number you have to actually like swing, like odd numbers, like 7, 9, 11. And that's how you actually gonna like kind of get them to a point that when you have a full board, then you start just swinging because they don't have enough dons. But unfortunately, I guess the guy didn't see what he needed, and I actually took that match. But I going against Nami, and I lost against Nami, so I respect that deck, and I know we're gonna see it going forward. So I believe you guys should prepare for that match, because if you're playing an L, it's a really tough match.
Yep.
I'll go to the 4th, which is round 4 was Black Yellow Luffy. And Black Yellow Luffy is interesting. It's actually a grind, and it's actually, you have to be patient. And some people are not patient, so that's why they kind of like lose that match. You just gotta be patient, and also just make sure you always kill the 5 cost Luffy
Yeah,
that tries his
good.
life.
Yeah.
That card, you just want to see it. You don't want to see it on the field. That's the only thing. You know, do something with it. You or you kill it, or you try to put it with Katakuri on their life. Another good thing that I did, and I think it's really good. Let's say they're at 0 life or they're at 1. What I did is I played Katakuri, and they had, I think it was a Flampe or a Garb. If you use any of those, you can put it on the bottom, and it's really tough for them to actually go down to 0 again with that. So they can't do their leader ability. So putting one of the little small characters on their life, it's really hard for them. If they don't have the owl, they really can
Go to 0.
Go to 0. So that's a really good tech against that. It helped me out.
Yeah, because if you put one of the 5 costs, then you just baby.
Correct.
Bring
They
it
could
back.
baby, or yeah, they could just
Go to 0 and
go
then
0. Yeah. Yep. Or they could just actually if you put it like, let's say you put one of the Luffys on the bottom, they could play a Hiyori, take that Luffy, put another card that they need, and just play a baby and pop off. So I think the best thing is just to put one of the like small characters like a Garb or a Flampe, and that will help you a lot, and kind of gives you a lot of momentum until you're ready to just go for life. Round 5 was another Luffy, Black Yellow Luffy, and I just did the same strategy, and it worked out. I mean, it was not easy. I'm not saying it's easy. If they see 4 geckos back to back, it's a hard time for me. But if they don't, at least I could grind with them. So that was a grindy match, but I got it. And then my last round, my 6th round, it was against my boy Brandon, Red Purple Law. And like I said, this card right here kind of like switched momentums, because I killed his 5 kid blocker. And after that, it was everything just like starve him and try to get everything out of his board. And when I had a big board, I just go for game. And that's how I got it.
Nice.
Then after that, we went to top 8. They decided to play it out at top 8. And unfortunately, at top 8, I actually went against Bonnie, which I used to I tested a lot against that deck, but I didn't know like the person that played me was teching against Enel, and I didn't expect for him to run 3 Zoros on his list, and that's the reason I actually kind of lost, because of Zoro.
Yeah, so good. It's a good card.
I made a misplay in first game. Didn't really play the correct way, but I learned after everything that he was taking 3 Zoros against, because he wanted to beat Enel. I guess that's why he wanted to play the match, but it is what it is, and I
you
believe
didn't see
that,
Oragos either. I don't think you see enough. So it's like,
the misplay that I did, and hopefully you understand this, guys. I Raigo his 7 cost Basil Hawkins, and I should have never, because I had two Raigos in hand.
Oh, okay.
So I wanted to actually, because that was the only monster he had, and I didn't want him to have that monster. So that's why I Raigo. That was the incorrect play, because after that, he got a Zoro on board. So I Raigo the Zoro, and I was like, you know what? For him to see another Zoro, it's kind of like not likely when they only run 2. But I guess he was running 3, so he saw it and he played another one, and that's why he killed me.
That's rough. Yeah.
So if you're playing against that match, you just gotta remember to hold your Raigos for Zoros.
What about the 10 drop? Let's say you
10 drop is spicy because
no, but like the 10 drop, do you do that for 10 drop?
It's tough. It's tough, but I believe that a good player, what they do is they play the 10 drop first to bait you out, so you can use your Raigo, and then they play the Zoro.
Right.
And then if you have another Raigo, you Raigo the Zoro, then they play the other Zoro. So I will hold onto my Raigos and try to kill that 10 drop with any of my characters. Just dawn up and try to kill it or something, because I believe that if you kill that and you don't have any other Raigo,
yeah,
you lose.
That happens to me, I ain't gonna lie. Yeah.
I'd rather him swing 10 one time than swing 13 3 times. Or 9 3 times.
What about if he plays another 10 drop? What do you do? And you have the right in hand. You still do the same.
Well, yeah. Now it's getting up to a point that I have to use it because I'm being forced to use it because that's too many big.
I like that mentality.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
But learning the mats and people that know how to play, they want to bait you out.
Yeah.
Playing that first, so you can Raigo it. So when they play the Zoro,
it's like
you don't have anything, then GG's. You know, like especially if you Raigo, you're at 1 life, and then they play a Zoro. And they swing 3 times. It's like, what do you do?
Before even attacking, if they still have the
what do you do?
Yeah, it's just,
like you're gonna discard for 1 attack, 3 cards.
That's another matchup. Like we gotta be patient, right?
Yes.
You gotta grind that. And
I think that's like
you go aggro or you stop them.
In that match, it just depends. To be honest, like I can't say I'm gonna like be aggro because I'm gonna give them cards. But at the same time, if they're not playing anything and I could attack and they're taking it, it's because they have a breaking hand. So I'm just gonna go aggro.
Okay.
So it just depends how the match is going. But to be honest, if they start playing blockers, then I just start them because then I can just KO with Yamato.
Okay.
And I believe that's kind of like the way to approach that match.
Love it.
But for Enel, I believe that Bonnie and Nami are the hardest matches.
Yeah, for sure.
Like that's the hardest matches. I mean, Lucci, it's there, but I can see a 50-50.
Law too before it gets banned.
Oh yeah, Law was also tough, but it's just green is too powerful against yellow.
It has a good matchup. Yeah,
it's always been since the beginning.
But it's been getting good support now with Bonnie leader.
Especially now that they get Carrot.
Yeah,
Carrot is coming out, and that Carrot is just too good.
Yeah.
So I guess if you're an Enel player, and just prepare for those matches. Bonnie is really hard, and Nami, it's really good. Especially experienced players that know how to play the deck. If you're gonna lose, and that's what happened in another tournament. I was undefeated, went to the last round, and I got paired with a Nami, and I lost to a Nami. So from that point on, I put respect on that deck, and I know that you're gonna see more and more, especially in bigger events. So just prepare for it. I believe that if you prepare for those 2 matches, the other ones are manageable. You know, you could win Lucci.
And so, what are you mulligan for your 2 hardest matchup, Bonnie and Nami? What's your mulligan? What do you want to see?
Bonnie, I want to see this. That's the card I want to see.
Okay, I got you.
I mean, this is the important thing about that Bonnie match. At least one. I want to see one. Never trigger a life. If you get it off a life, just keep it in your hand.
Okay.
That's kind of like the first thing I want. If I see this card in my hand, I just keep it. I don't care what I have. Anything else, I'll get it.
Okay. Yeah, because you're taking a time.
Yeah. If I don't see this, I'm mulligan. And then if I don't see it, I just try to search for it. I keep taking life because that card is just too scary. And it's just as scary. That's how I... And then for Nami, any of these, you could... Like the Gadatsu.
Yeah, early removal,
This...
Pompeii, right?
Yep. And this...
Even Raigo, like... I'm willing to trash my life to just be at 1, you know?
Raigo.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna like these are the cards that I want to see. I want to see Charlotte Flampe, Gadatsu, Sabo, this or this. This is kind of the any of these cards you could for the Nami match. Yeah, it's
all right. Yeah.
You don't need to see any of the blockers. You don't need no Nami. I don't really care about that. That's too much done to spend to. And then also you want to start seeing your big bodies. That's why I kind of like put this too. Because instead of playing an Enel, I'd rather play this.
A 9 game without dunk commitment.
Yes. Good. On the Nami match, I'd rather play this than this. Just because next turn I'm swinging 9 with no dunk commitment. So they're going to have to give me the event that gives you 9k and then they have to do another event or another card for hand. So that's 2 cards they're spending.
Insane.
So that's the only reason I play this card too, for the Bonnie and Nami match, which are the hardest for me. So yeah, that's kind of like what I want to see.
Okay, nice.
So yeah, that was kind of my experience in and going undefeated and then losing a top 8 to a Bonnie player. But I feel that this deck, it's really good. Like whoever plays Enel out there, I encourage you to keep playing it. It's really good. It's for me, it's tier 1. You know, I don't care what everybody says, but for me, it's tier 1. If you really know how your matches, you could win any tournament, like no doubts. But also, I believe that this deck going forward will be still tier 1.
OP-08?
OP-08 will be. You know, we'll have to make a couple changes. There's new cards coming out that are really good. But I think it will still be top tier, no matter what anybody says. Yeah, and it will still be up there.
I just feel like it's being underused in the pro level, you know?
Yes.
Like it's just because people just say, oh, yellow is only luck. Mm-hmm. Yes, we have triggers, and sometimes a 0 cost, a Capone in the right moment can give us the advantage. But like he went today in depth explaining, there's more into it. Yeah. We don't win with Enel consistently just by luck. Mm-hmm. So we do a lot of testing, we prepare, and we do a lot of research because you can take this deck to another level when you have the knowledge of the matchups and you have a good build. It's not only luck, guys. Yes, luck happens. That Capone, that's 0 cost, but
it's just part of the deck. I believe that that's the mechanic.
To me,
they wanted to integrate that mechanic of getting any kind of luck, however you want to call it, luck or trigger out of your life. But the whole point of it is kind of like knowing how to cycle it, you know? Getting more cards. If you haven't seen, look at your trash, you haven't seen a Nami, you know that 1 is coming up. Knowing when to take the hit. If you know, it's a lot of things.
There's more into it, yeah.
It's more a lot of like just playing this and that, you know. Any deck is playable and any deck has this mechanic. Like I think that black is too broken, you know. Black removing a character every turn and putting 1. That's just too
with
broken.
8 guns, you play 3 characters.
So I mean, if yellow is how you call it, luck based, then what is black? You know, like skillful or is just too good?
Yeah, like if you don't see your geckos in the mirror match, are you a bad player or you're not luck or
exactly.
You know, that's what I'm saying.
It's a card game, so
every deck has to have.
It's a card game. You're gonna have to have luck, but at the same time, you need to know how to build your deck and put more cards that you want to see, so you see them when we're playing. I mean, like you're not gonna be unbeatable. You're gonna lose no matter what, but it's just learning the match and knowing what to do in certain situations and when to attack and when to go for game and
how to adapt to bad hands and you know
and just play it out exactly. Yes. So it takes a lot of everything, and I believe that yellow it's a really good color. It's not the best color, but it's not the worst color. So I believe that if you're a committed player and you play yellow, you'll do good, you know. And if you start playing yellow and you like it, I just keep grinding with it, you know?
We love it. Me and him, we love the color. We just love it. It's just the way it is, man.
It has a lot of potential, and I believe that everything that we've been doing through the testings, we always kind of like give feedback. He always texts me. He always sends me voice messages. I do the same. I told him, hey, play this card. He started playing it. He loved it. He loves it now. Like that's kind of like the thing we're doing here. We're trying to actually give feedback and give you guys what you want to hear and what you want to like implement in your decks. Like, and then just do it. And then if you like it, just keep playing it. If you don't like it, just change it. But I believe that giving feedback is the most important thing when you have played a lot of games.
Yeah. Share the knowledge, share the love, and like I always say on the comments down below, let us know other takes that you have with the deck.
Correct.
What other things you do to abuse different matchups.
Exactly.
We don't know everything, but we grind, we do the research, we do the testing, and we love the game.
Maybe they have a tech that we don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
And I would like to test it out.
Yes.
So let us know any feedback that you see or you play that's been helping you, because I know there's a lot of cards, the yellow cards, and we just play what everybody's playing and how all the good players are doing. So you kind of incorporate your own little ratios.
Yeah.
But if you guys see something that you're like, oh, this is working for me and it's been working, let us know and we might test it. You know, I'm open always to trying new ideas, new builds. That's kind of like the thing about this game that's so good, that you can play so many different things and still succeed.
Yeah.
So I believe going forward, next format, there's going to be a lot of decks. Log on, log ban.
It's all open format.
You're going to see so many different decks. You're going to see red. You're going to see purple. You're going to see yellow. You're going to see green, blue,
black.
Like, it's going to be a fun format.
Yeah.
And I believe that getting prepared for it will be like the best thing. So any text that you guys have, let us know.
So yeah, man, I love your takes, brother. Thank you so much for this opportunity, for allowing us to showcase your thought process, your build, and you've been amazing, man. We really appreciate you. Before you give us your final thoughts, don't go away, because your boy Brendan's gonna showcase my list that I did really well in the Treasure Cup. But yeah, man, give us your final thoughts, brother.
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank Domination Gaming for giving me the opportunity to just showcase my ideas, my deck. And also I'd like to thank everybody that I've been meeting over the past months since I started playing this game. And I encourage all you guys to keep playing, just be consistent and just play one deck and try to master the deck. And just go to tournaments. I think that's kind of like the best thing you could do, just go to tournaments. Get that experience, get those nerves out. At the beginning, I used to be nervous.
Me too.
It was like, oh my god, you know, you still get nervous going into like a case tournament or a regional or any tournament.
When you know you're facing a great player.
You see a lot of great players out there, because Florida has amazing players. I've been meeting a lot of them, and they're just great at the game. So I believe that it gives you those nerves, but you're not nervous once you sit down and you start playing.
Yeah.
And then you concentrate, and then, you know, as long as you know what you're doing, you know the game plan, everything's gonna show up for you. So keep playing, and you know, One Piece is kind of like the best game right now.
Let's get it! Woo! Alright guys, so now I'm gonna be showing cases my list that I was able to go 5-0 on the Treasure Cup this past Friday on Genmin. My boy here, DeckBox John is gonna be here with me. So let's get it. We're gonna show the beautiful car.
Beautiful
Perona that we were blessed and lucky to get it. It was a beautiful day. Let's get in the deck profile, and then I will walk you through the matches and what was my game plan. Alright, so of course Enel is the way. I just want to, first of all, before that, I just want to thank everybody that's been testing with me, because in the past few weeks I haven't been able to play test, just play a few locals. But before that, before I took the break for personal reasons, I was grinding the game. I was grinding for hours on the sim. I was grinding with John, sharing ideas, sharing tech choices. And I thank John and everybody that helped me to get to this level by testing and sharing ideas and the knowledge. Like I say, share the knowledge, share the love. Okay, so, and shout out to my brother Kobe Sierra for helping me, get into the store and take me out of the house. And also Mami Moo and Sion. And you guys have been the GOATs, and thank you so much for supporting me in this was a past few rough weeks, so thank you so much. So this is our accomplishment. So we're gonna start with the counter. We're gonna start with the 2Ks. We play 4 in total. Like John say earlier, this card does not need explanation. It's really broken. It can allow you to win games or sustain the aggression for aggro decks early or mid late game. Flampe really good. We explained earlier all the combos that we can do with them. I play 4 Franklin, like John said, we were talking about earlier. Be mindful when you do this trigger. For some reason, this card's almost always on my 3rd or 4th live, so I don't even have the chance to choose.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah, but nonetheless, it's a great trigger, and it's a 2K. But be mindful. When I play against aggro decks like Law, I don't use this from trigger, especially if I don't have even if I have 2-2Ks, I'd rather have 3-2Ks. Especially because late game we're gonna have a Karakuri, a Yamato, an Ace. My board is not an issue. It's my hand that I need to have counter to survive. We play 2 Shirayoshi. Me and John always talking back and forth, doing research. This card is the MVP against Lucci. It's really good. It's really good against Black Yellow Luffy. It's really good in the mirror match. Like me and John, we grinders of the game. Like I said before, I took the break. We were grinding a lot of locals. And shout out to Go Baruku. He's a great player from our community. He top regions and everything. I was playing the mirror match and I lost against Sins in the finals. And I saw how he abused this card in the late game. The later you play this card in the mirror match is so good because they put themselves in a position like you're not gonna kill me and you might not be able to kill my board, so it just go downhill for you. So there's a lot of ways you can abuse this card. So if you don't play it, at least play 2. It's really good.
Yeah, I think that card is really good just because in late game, like you said, they don't have the ability to KO it because they're gonna give you life.
Yes.
So if they're like, okay, so if I go for game and I KO that, you gain a life.
Yes.
And if I attack, you're gonna block.
Yes.
So that's why it's so good.
Yeah, and it helps you to protect, like he say, late game or to protect your high cost characters. Oh, you swing me 15 or 13 to my ace? Okay, I block. So it's a really good card. It's a powerful card. And yeah, KO if you want. And in the Treasure Cup tournament, it was insane against Lucci, and it was really good. And it might not be the best play, but I even played this early against Law. You want a minus and bottom deck, it's fine. But sometimes they play something in attack and I just block with it. Just because in the Law matchup, I want to be lower than 7. Sometimes I don't have a little counter, so I just play it.
Sometimes it's good to bait them, like just to pay it out, and then they're gonna like. I don't think, and I believe that Law players they don't like to actually go -3 that early because that hurts them. So just putting that out there, it just gives them you kind of telling them, hey, go ahead, bottom deck it, lose 3 dots.
Yes.
So it's a good tech against in the beginning of the game.
Yeah. So to continue, we're gonna showcase the removal. So I was in the case tournament too, and I was blessed to be X1 before the Swiss rounds. And I lost in the regular rounds. I lost against our boy Brandon that he beat in the finals in the regular rounds. He beat me, and then he beat me again on top 4. So he got my number that day. Shout out to you, Brandon. I learned so much from you. Always a pleasure playing against you. But I learned that, and also the feedback from John, I learned that I needed more removal. I needed more ways to consistently, be able to beat Law. So I did a lot of testing, research, sharing ideas with the community, and I want to showcase, why I love, the deck and why I have
the ratios,
the ratios, and why I have a more consistent now way to beat Law. Mm-hmm. So I put this at 3 instead of 4. I think this is one of the changes that I made.
Okay.
I played this at 3. Why? Because I agree with John. Powerful card. You get to abuse it so many different ways, but we have a low remove already. But I wanted to give my deck a different spice where I can adapt more. I like to have control of the situation the most consistent way. I like to control my outcome. I try to control I like to control my plays, my gameplay, my decision making through the whole game. Consistently. It's not always gonna happen. Sometimes you're not gonna see the cards when you need them, but I try to control what I can do every turn. So that's why I agree with John and shout out to him. This card right here. And also another great players, they were telling me, Law don't like this card. They hate it. Because early game, you can play this, remove their kid, and you can change the whole momentum of the game.
Kid or queen?
Yes, thank you. You can remove the kid and queen, and it's so good. And the more I play with it, it's so good against Bonnie, it's good against Law, like I said before, it's good against Black, and it's good to close out games. I beat a Law player and I beat the Lucci player in the Treasure Cup because of this card. So it's one of my MVP cards. I don't think I will play 4. I think 3 is enough, but to me it's a staple.
Can you go in the details of how you beat him?
The game plan with this deck is to grind. This is what me and John did. Why we did this strategy? Because the grinding strategy. You can consistently beat your opponent. You can build a Russian Enel and do really well, but you're not gonna beat every deck consistently. The grind version, you have a higher chance to consistently beat Law, Lucci, Mirror Match, and Bunny. So when you're going back and forth and grinding, these decks, they don't have a leader that can just heal you again every turn, your opponent's turn. They don't have triggers for the most part. Law and Lucci don't have triggers for the most part. So if you grinding with them and you trading board and you start eating their hand on the late game, they start playing blockers to survive. When they don't have a lot of cards in hand and they don't have a lot of life, they like play Rebecca, get the Sabo from trash, replay the Sabo. So of course, when they have that, you cannot Sabo that because now they have the Sabo protection. But the later the games get, if you're smart and you start removing board and you start putting pressure, there's gonna be turns that they're forced to put pressure on your board or remove your board or put pressure on your life because they know the game is about to close. So in the late game, Sal is just gonna be there. Rebecca is just gonna be there. They're not gonna have the protection. So that's when cards like this and this card right here comes clutch. Because with this you can kill Rebecca for 5 dons and you still have 5 dons to abuse. And then with this, you pay 5, you kill the Sabo, and now they only have maybe another Sabo on one Rebecca, and you have like 5 attacks. And you still have 5 dons to attack. Yeah. So this card, I remember I was playing Delgado, I think his name is, shout out to you, he's one of our members of our community, great player. And he played a blocker. I don't know if it was Kid or Law, but with this card it doesn't matter. It could be a 5. The only card I couldn't kill is Sanji. If he plays a Sanji, I'm done. But he plays a 5-cost blocker or a 4, I don't remember well, but I know he plays a blocker. Play this, I had a full board, went for game, he didn't have counter. Because you're grinding, you're eating all the resources through the game.
You remember how many lives he was at, or?
So one of the strategies that I do against Law, also I learned against Brandon, if you try to go for a game and you don't kill them, you have a high chance of giving him all the cards he needs to kill you the next turn.
Yep.
Because yes, you have a big board, yes, you might have 2 life, but you most likely not gonna have a lot of counter in the late game.
Yep.
So if he has 5 cards, he can do like back-to-back killers.
Correct.
Swing for 7. Let's say he plays a body the previous turn and he has 2 attacks before the 2 killing killers. And the broken thing about killing killer, you cannot capone him. You cannot kill him before he attacks. He already attacked.
Yep.
Like when killing killer attacks, he already attacked. So it's so hard. It's just they overwhelm you with killing killer.
And I think they don't swing for 7 at the end. They always swing for 9.
Yes. So let's say so you have 2-2Ks. You just lose the game. Capone didn't help you because when your last life was Capone, the killing killer was not in the board. So he just played, attack for 9 GGs. So I'm really patient. So that means we trading hand, we trading life. So I poke a little bit.
Okay.
You are 5 life, okay, attack with leader. You are 4, attack with Karakuri, you are 3 or 4, pass. He tried to build board, okay, play Yamato, heal, kill your board, attack 1, now you are 3 or 2, pass. And then when you are between 3 to 2 life and I have 5 attacks, let's go at it. So yeah, that's what I do. Guys, this is what I'm mulligan against Slaw. It's not even close. This is so good because with this you don't have to trash a life, and it's just so good, guys. That's where I love. Like you can adapt with this. Yeah, you're losing a body, but you draw a card. From trigger you can kill 4 or less. This, yeah, you might lose a life, but it can help you, end the game, and also like he say, kill kid early. It just swing the momentum towards you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just love that card. Guys, I played 3 Enels. I love it. MVP against Lucci. I don't think I have used this card in the Treasure Cup, but in the case tournament, this card was the MVP. Playing this back to back against Lucci is like it just swing the momentum towards you so big. I believe it makes the match like 70-30 or 65-35 because they cannot remove this. They cannot. And then late turn you play your aces. It's just so. I did this to one of I forgot his name, but he's a great player. I back to back nails and then I started playing aces. It was just too much. He tried everything to remove my board, but he couldn't with ace.
He's a 7K, so usually they need their dons to play Gecko, and so they're probably swing 7. You counter with 1K.
1K, yeah. It's just
and then when they try to remove it, then you actually use ability.
Yeah, and I was playing 4 of them in the case tournament. The reason I removed to 3 is because I think with 3 you will see it enough, and in some matches you don't even play him. So, but it's MVP against black. Guys, like John said earlier, this card you need is a staple. This card, of course, the other cards, everything in combination, but this card is what makes Enel tier 1 because this card is alive in almost every matchup.
There's so many different things that you could do with that card that it's just ridiculous. It saves you. It gets annoying when you get their Gecko off the field for them because they're like that 9K swing is not gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen. Yeah.
So getting the Gecko out of the board, I think is the best thing that you could do against Lucci. Like just KOing it or getting out of the board or something. It's just the best thing you could do against Lucci.
Yeah. So good. I agree with that 100%. And that's if you do to Lucci what they do best, remove their board, you have a better late game.
Yeah.
But if you cannot remove their board,
then it gets scary.
And they have a lot of life, it gets scary.
It gets scary.
Yeah.
So I believe against Lucci, you just gotta respond to whatever they do.
And be fast. Yeah.
So if they play a Gecko, you gotta respond to that Gecko.
Yeah.
And then if they play another Gecko, you gotta respond to the Gecko.
Yes.
If you don't, then it gets then things start going downhill because then
the blockers they have.
The blockers and then they start swinging 9. It gets a little tough.
Yeah, I feel like you can say Lucci has a better late game, but if you go fast and you be able to remove every high cost character they play, you have the advantage. Why? Because you have a lot of cards that remove their small characters. I'm playing 3, 6, 9, 13 cards that remove their small cost characters.
Yeah.
So it's just really, really
and I think also against Blue Doflamingo, if they have 3 lives, like let's say if you don't have them in a position where they're like at 2 lives and they're like at 3 or 4 lives, and then they have like let's say a mid board, and then they play Kaido, it gets scary as well.
Yeah.
Because they draw a lot of cards, and it's just so you gotta like make sure be mindful of that because Kaido is a 12K swinger, so he swings 12, so it's just scary when it gets to the point. Then they could build more quickly. So
and
be mindful in that match too.
One of the strategies, I didn't face that in the case tournament or either in the Treasure Cup, but one of the strategies that we do, and I love to do, is like when they play Kaido and you don't have Raigo and you have a good board, you ignore the board, you just go for life. Because now you force them to give you all the cards that they choose draw, or you put it close to lethal. Because they're gonna try to kill you. If you can counter that and defend yourself, then the next turn you kill them. You need to learn how to identify when the game has to end. Because yes, we love to grind. This leader is amazing to grind, but you need to learn how to identify. Like it doesn't matter how good your leader is to grind. If you don't have counter in hand, you're not gonna survive for too long. You know. So you need to learn. Sometimes just ignore the board, put pressure on life. If it doesn't kill you next turn, you kill in the next turn.
And also I believe that baiting it's really good in those matches, especially the blue matches that have Nami. Not Nami. I'm sorry, pudding. That they usually want to hit you a lot, so you can build a large hand, and then they actually put in you.
Yeah.
I kind of bait my opponent. He was like, it don't matter if you have 5 cards, I'm gonna put in you. I'm like, okay. So I kind of I had a bad hand, and I kept countering, and he thought that I had a really good hand, and he actually put in me, and I got a better hand.
Yeah.
So you just gotta kind of bait them because they know that if you're countering, it's because you have good cards, and that's why they're gonna put in you.
Yeah, in the finals, Rayu put in me. It was scary. I had like 7, 8 cards, and I went to 5. It's scary, but we clutched it up, thank God. But against Blue Dolphy 2, what I do is I start building my board, put pressure on their board, and when he attacks to my board to play around pudding, I defend. I counter early. If you asking me for my hand, I give it to you. Why? Because you're gonna put me either way. So that's what I try to do too. Of course, don't be smart about it. Bait your opponent like John said, but defend your board.
And another thing, I mean, if you get pudding, it's not the end of the world because I got pudding twice and I still won the game.
Yeah.
That's good. It's just how it is. This deck cycles a lot, so you'll get your hand back again.
Yeah.
So if they put in you, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah,
that's fine. You losing 2 cards is not.
Especially if you have a board too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I just suggest in any blue match, try to establish a body every turn, just in case you get put in, you don't fall behind.
Yes. Yeah, and go for board. Just remove the board. Yeah, because the advantage that we do is our board remove the board. So and I say 13 a lot, guys. I play 17 cards that I can remove potentially your board. It's more because I play 4 Kingdom Come, but we get there in a minute. So yeah, Yamato, staple, powerful, makes the deck it makes you grinding, you removing since mid to late game. It's just insane. Plus, you can get triggers to remove her, anytime.
I think the only match that this card is mid is Black Yellow Luffy. I don't think this is really, really good against Black Yellow Luffy.
I agree with you.
I mean, it's just I'd rather see an ace than a Yamato. I'd rather see a Katakuri than a Yamato.
I feel like that against Luchi too.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'd rather play an Enel or an ace.
Yeah.
Or a Katakuri.
Correct.
Yes.
Because they play so many salvos that this card is mid, and then you can't even swing when you play it. So you gain a life, but they have like 3 monsters, and then he goes through 11. So I'd rather swing than play this card.
Yeah.
Like if I have to choose between Yamato and Ace, I'd rather play Ace.
Yeah, it's like we said earlier when we were going through John deck list. It's like you need to learn. There's just only luck. You need to learn what to filter. Yeah, what to play, what to filter in your hand. If you play against Black Yellow Luffy, or you play against a Lucci, and he's putting you at 0 and then you have to do leader fed. And you have this and an ace. Just get rid of this. Don't hold cards that you hope you're gonna play them later.
Yeah.
Just you need to learn how to identify that,
Sure.
to maximize your game. And guys, I'm not gonna go too deep. John is playing it. Insane card. I was blessed and lucky to play like 3 of this against Ryu.
Oh my god.
In some matchups, it's like ace. It's just so good because going from 1 to 2, that means your opponent has to hit you 4 times to kill you.
Yeah.
And it's just so powerful, guys. And guys, this is really good too. Kingdom Come, super good against. I would say it's gonna be really good against Ryu now that Law is gonna be gone, but it's really good from trigger against Ryu, against Law. So good, man. And any deck that you start with, this is so good because it has a Yamato effect on trigger. It's just so good, man. Hold this for Zoro against Bonnie. and nobody talk about this, but this deck is really good. And it's gonna get better now. Red, purple, Luffy.
Ooh.
You hold this for the 10 drop.
Oh, that's scary too.
Yeah, you hold this for the 10 drop. You hold this for the 10 drop, and it's looking good for you.
And some of them is wrong. I think they run the 10 cost Chanks as well. It just kills any monster, I believe it is.
I think
That's
so.
insane.
Oh no, I think it's a 10k or less. Everything we play is a 10k or less.
Yeah, so
anything we're saying, yeah. It's That's what I say. Like, but a strategy that I like to abuse is like you build board, right? You protect your board, and those decks that spend the whole turn to play one character, you ride with them, is so overwhelming for them.
Yep.
Because in the next turn you're gonna put pressure on live, play another ace, another Yamato, whatever. It's just so good, guys. And the last 4 cards of the deck is 4-0 cost. I respect the John take that you can play 3, especially in this format. It's not that fast. But to me, it's an amazing card. I can test it out at 3, but I love it at 4 because we play a lot of bricks, and this card can save your life sometimes from life and also from hand. It can just save you because I give you a dead card or a dead Kingdom Come, I'm countering on 7 attack, and with the leader ability, and sometimes we get lucky, we got Capone, and this from last live, it's really hard to kill Enel. So that's why I really love my events at 4, and also because I'm not playing the 5 card Shirayoshi, I like to play the cards at 4 that I want to see them. I don't mind having this I don't want to see 3 or 4, but having 1 or 2 on hand, I like it because we play a lot of bricks. So I'm gonna walk you through, because I make a lot of changes. I'm not gonna walk you through the list that I play on the case tournament. Like I say, I went X and 1, and then I went 1 and 1. So I finished top 4. It was a blessing day. But in the Treasure Cup, guys, this list performed at a high level. I faced 2 loss. I got the list right here. Let me get it for you guys. It was insane, man. It's surprised. It's just, I love it. It's just, even without the 5 cuts, it's so consistent.
And I think I believe our lists are really similar.
Yes, they are.
They're really similar. And he has his takes on why he plays a little
Oh
bit
yeah,
more of this.
I played 3 instead of 4. I played 3 instead of 2.
Yes.
And what else you have? I don't know. Oh, the Charlotte.
Yeah,
the Charlotte.
You play 4, I play 3, and then I play
Charlotte,
4 and you play 3.
Yeah.
I think our lists are the same, but we kind of
change the ratios.
Build this list to actually compete against Law.
Yes. Yes, and
because that's the toughest match.
Yes.
To be honest, it's the toughest match.
Law and Bunny, yeah.
Yeah.
I think Law and Bunny, yeah.
So we have a lot of KO stuff because we want to compete. Because there's a lot of decks now that they just spam characters left and right, and we can't spam characters. We only could play one or maybe two a turn.
The only reason we can compete is because we can remove your board.
Your board, and that's why we race against removing your board.
Yes.
Yes. And then late game, we just go for life. And that's kind of like the take that Enel has in this format. I don't know, depending how everything falls in the next format, but this format, it was more about removing bodies.
Yeah.
Which that was the most important thing because there's some decks that go too fast, and that's something that Yellow can't handle. So that's why we built it the way we built it.
Yes, because aggro decks can really hurt us, but that's why we have a low removal in early mid game because that's the way to compete.
That's the only way you can compete.
To compete against that strategy. Yeah.
Like Zora's scary too. And Zora's gonna be scary next format.
I think
Zora
this card,
scary.
even OP-08 is a 4.
Yeah.
We're gonna be guys. So before we go to OP-08, I'm gonna talk about the matchups. But this card in OP-08, I think is gonna be a 4-2. So we played 2 laws. Like I say, we walk through how to beat them or how we beat them. Yes, we can still lose, but we always try and find ways to be consistent. If I can beat you 5 out of 10, man, I'm happy. That's a 50-50%.
Of course.
I take it. So, starve them, play your early removal, counter, keep your hand size under 7 so they don't law you. There was one of the law players that he lawed me and I still was able to beat him, thank God, because I was able to see my other cards. But yes, just try your best because sometimes we don't have counter, so we have to be over 7. It is what it is. But just try to your best to be under 7. Remove their board. Be patient. Law is gonna run out of cards really fast.
Yeah.
So what you do, you go slow. You poke 5. Okay, you take it. Now you are 4. Poke. Now you are 3. When you have him like 3 to life and you have 5 attacks, go full in. That's it, man. So I played 2 laws.
Yep.
I played 1 Lucci. Insane match. Oh, we're gonna have the gameplay coming soon. Also, if you haven't checked Bravo TCG YouTube yet, go check it out. Amazing guy, part of the community. He has his own YouTube. He records almost every game. He's good.
Shout out to Rival TCG.
Yeah. Shout out to you, brother. Their game is gonna be there and also is gonna be here, so you guys can check it out. But the Lucci matchup, insane, guys. It came down to time. It was insane. But my strategy against Lucci, it just so I didn't see my my nails in that matchup. So what I did was that I had a balance of life and board, and I had an answer to every time he played a high class character. Like John saying, we were saying, if you don't remove those geckos, that's a 9K to your life every turn.
You have to.
Yeah. So you have. And he issued me, man. He was tough, and he had another one. But I was able to play around the other one because he keep asking me how many cards you have in hand, how many cards. So I was blessed and lucky to be able to play around the other one, and then I would just everything that he played a high cost, I remove it, and I was able to grind him out. It came down to time, and I was able to grind him out. But this card MVP and this is the cards you want to see against Lucci. MVP. So that's 3 of the matches. I already covered 2 laws, 1 Lucci. Okay, so I play Enel mirror match. I have to disagree with John. I love the mirror match because I feel like their mirror match are skillful. Like John say, it comes down. He say it like he.
It's toxic. It's
no.
toxic.
The only difference that I disagree is like he doesn't like them. I like the toxic. Bring it to me, baby. But I love it because. But I love the second take that he say, the Enel player that has more skills gonna win. And that's true. Why? Because it's skillful. You need to know when to play your aces, when to take damage, when to put pressure on life. But generically, guys, build your board, go for their board when they're rested, and keep him between 3 life through the whole game until he's ready to wrap it up.
To die.
Yeah, to die and have a balance. But I love the mirror match, and it was back and forth. But I was blessed enough to see, all my cards that I needed when I needed them, and
also just to put a little grain of rice there, I think it's really important, and I think it hurts a lot the other person when you remove. Let's say they play an ace, and you remove it next turn. It's so good. Like it feels so good. It's like a blow. It's a blow when they can remove a character and not lose any life. Let's say you are 1 life and you Raigo their ace.
Yeah.
that's kind of like the best feeling because there's one less ace that
Yes,
he's
that's
having
really
board.
good. A strategy that I do to play around that is that so there's a point in the game that you have to put in lesson 2. So now their kingdom comes are alive. But when they start doing kingdom come, they cannot heal. Right? They cannot heal. They only have 4 dons left. So my strategy to come back that is like if I really have so we trading boards, right? You start doing kingdom come, but I have the turn that I do to follow that, because I'm usually gonna be at 2 life. So the turn that I do to follow that when he did kingdom come, I go aggressive towards life. So he either give I'm swimming like 9 twice, or I'm swimming like 8, or I'm swimming 7 and 8. It depends my board state. But usually if I try to have 2 attacks and go hard on life, because yes, he can kingdom come me, but if you are 0 life, you're not gonna kingdom come our board.
No.
And then
You're gonna have to heal.
And then what happened? Let's say I have an Enel and my leader. I put pressure on your life. You play an ace to go back to 1, right? Now I have a leader, Enel, and maybe 1 or 2 life. Let's say he tried to kill my Enel with ace. So I trash a life. I went back to 1. He passed. He has 1 life, maybe 5, 6 cards in his hand, depending how the game's going. I play another ace. Now I'm going 5, 7, and 10 to your life.
Yep.
So I keep the same loop where, yeah, you have an ace on board, but you are 0 life. You either give me your hand, or you can't, or you go back to 0. So the best thing he can do is go 5 alive, 10 alive, play another ace, go 10 alive or 10 to Enel. And at that point, I'm building board, and you still have 1 life.
And the only thing I believe that when you, let's say you do the kingdom come play and you kill one of their aces, that's why this card right here comes.
Oh my god, so good, bro! Wow,
Right here.
yes.
So you can do kingdom come and then play 1, and then you have to
Yes,
play
and
2.
Super 7, yeah.
And that way you're safer.
And yes, and one of the most combos that I was able to do in the mirror match. And shout out to you, bro. You're he's part of the community and he's a really nice guy. I did Karakuri and Shirayoshi. So good. And this card MVP in the mirror match in the Treasure Cup.
Who's the guy?
I'm bad with names. I'm so sorry. But he goes with his wife. The thing is, they play on the Stone stores and Gemini stores. But he has a wife. He has a wife that is friends of Mami Moon. She wears glasses. He has to wear a hat, long hair. He's the guy, Kobe, that traded for Rayu, the alternate art. But I'm bad with names. I'm sorry, bro. But I know.
Shout out to you.
Shout out to you, man.
Shout out.
Yeah. It was a great match, and it came down to the wire. But things that I did to abuse in that matchup, it was that I did that. He couldn't come to my characters, but I play around and put in that pressure. But this card right here, Flampe, it was MVP too because I was able to get my Karakuris back. So it's just you gotta just see this. You see these cards right here in the mirror match. That's what you want to see. Because you're gonna do it.
Or sometimes when they, like you said, like when they want to starve you, do you do this? You do the flampe and the kingdom come?
Yes, I do that too. But I forgot. Yeah, one of my nasty combos that I love to do in the late game. You play Karakuri, remove their own Karakuri, and you play this on 10 don. This is so good, guys. This is so good. Yeah. But yeah, when they're starving you, you start doing flampe plays. You draw 2 cards in the late game, and then you kill them come their board. In the mirror match, it comes down to who has more cards in hand and who has a bigger board.
And then we start swinging the right moment.
That's what I'm saying. We test a lot, and there's more into it. And I know this deck is not considered a combo deck, but to me, triggers, when to attack, when to play which of the high cost character. To me, I see that's a combo piece.
Yeah, it's combination.
Yes. So to me, it's combo. So knowing how to go the right way, and to me, choose not to do this on trigger. That's a combo. You do it like, no, let me hold this so I can counter. So if you see the game like that, you increase your ceiling as a player, because the generic people see this deck and like people that don't like it and like, oh, you're just lucky, you just keep healing. That's how you do. That's how you beat me. That could be true in a lazy way, but the deep thinking that we do is like we test every different things we can do to the game, every different combination, every different angle. And
I let me just to cut you off. There's a little thing that I think everybody says, oh, Enel is easy to play, everybody plays it. We don't see a lot of Enel toppings. We see 1 or 2. Yeah. Because it's a deck that it's not the best deck.
It's not.
But if you know how to play it, you could top. So just people say that Enel it's just an easy leader. If it was an easy leader to play, then everybody would be topping.
Yeah.
It's not the easiest. I believe that this deck it could top, but at the same time, it's not the best deck of the format.
Yeah, exactly. So, but to do consistently good across different type of tournaments.
Yes.
That's when you like.
Okay,
we put in the
it just
grind.
depends the player.
Exactly.
I believe that the deck is good, but the player also.
Yes.
It's like they say, everybody says it's not the deck, it's the pilot. So.
Yeah, I agree with that. Even with yellow. So yes, I was playing my Tula matchups, my Lucci matchup, and mirror match. So the finals, guys, was against Chiriyup. I don't know, bro. How about we name? You know what it is? Okay?
Oh, Kriti Chupa,
man. I'm sorry I killed your name, bro. I'm bad with names, but I know who you are. He pulled like 2 mangas. You're the MVP. I think he already won like 2 of this or 3. He said, yo, man, he been grinding, man. You got my respect, brother. So he was playing Rayu. That was the finals, and we don't have a lot of experience against Rayu. Nobody was playing Rayu. Let's be real. Nobody was playing Rayu at a high level consistently. Even at locals, you didn't see it that much. Shout out to Zach. He's a great Rayu player, but for some reason I never faced him, so I don't have the most experience against Rayu. But I knew that the strength of my deck is to grind the game, is to control your board. So that's what I did, guys. I stick to the fundamentals. I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna attack you. I'm gonna mulligan for Karakuri. So every time you play the 7-drop, I was able to I can remove your 7-drop, because if you kill the 7-drop, they can bring it back.
Yeah, no, that's the best play.
Yeah,
the best play is to bottom deck the.
Bottom life. Yeah.
I'm sorry, bottom.
Yeah, I can confuse every time. Yeah, yeah. So that's what I did, and I was blessed to have the counter when he was being aggressive. And the advantage that we have as a Enel player is like when your opponent is being aggressive. Yes, he's eating all your resources, but if you're building a board slowly, all the characters are 5 costs.
Yeah.
I mean, at 5k attack. So I'm going. I don't remember, all the plays that I did perfectly, but I know like if you have 5, I go 8 or 5. Are you gonna give me 2Ks? I'm going 7 to 5. Are you giving me 2 cards out of your hand? So that's the advantage that we have. Yes, it hurts when you're being aggressive towards us, but if I'm building a board, I can put pressure on your hand, attacking your board, and then I can Yamato, kill something else. And I did that a few turns, and then I was able to close it up. The ace. And a tip with ace, the later you play the ace, the better it is for you as a player. If you can do this first or this first, and then you put this, the later this get is the harder for your opponent to deal with it, because they're not gonna have a lot of cards in hand. They probably waste all their hand defending the early mid game board, and then you just healing, attacking. And also learn how to identify when you want to play this and no heal and choose attack.
Mm-hmm.
So people, if you don't know this, the healing is optional. It says add up to 1 card. So if you're already at 2 life, you can just play this and attack. And I have used this towards the tournament.
Yeah, one of my opponents, just a little backstory, he didn't know that. And I'm like, I was at 2 life, so he thought that he was not going to die. I play an ace, and I swing for 10. And he's like, oh, but you have to heal. I'm like, no, it's optional. You don't have to heal.
My opponent...
as long as I'm at 2,
yes,
I can swing. I gain reg. So.
My Enel mirror match, he didn't know that. So I'm like, no, brother, you can do it. And we had to call a judge. And but shout out to you, homie. Hopefully, we learn from each other.
That's little things that not a lot of people know, and they're like, oh, he plays an ace, he has to heal.
No. Against Sla, I'm healing.
Yeah.
10 out of 10. But and aggressive deck, you want to go to 3. But yeah, in some scenarios,
if you can swing 10, just go for it.
Go for it. But read the situation and be smart. But yeah, that's what I did, guys. I was blessed, lucky to be able to have the counter, build my board, and then kill him at the late game. But it was an amazing tournament, guys. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you, John, for sharing your deck list, your thought process. But yeah, that's how your boy Burnett win 5-0 again. Beautiful card, man. Beautiful card. I was blessed. I think John, and I know John is going for sure. I'm gonna try to make it to the Maiden Treasure Cup tournament.
Yeah.
Hopefully I can make it. But if not, I'm really happy, and hopefully you can pull it off, my brother, or one of the members of the community. And man, my final toast for OP-08. I think this deck is still gonna be viable. But if you hate yellow, you're gonna hate it even more. Why? Karakuri is gonna come back. Pudding is a thing.
Yeah.
You can play the 10-drop on your 4th turn. That's insane. It's gonna be simple to play if you just need to see your ramp, but you're just playing 10. Good luck with that, and it's gonna be insane. So, Yellow's gonna give people think Enel is toxic. Kara and Putin is gonna be. It's like the next level of toxic. That's gonna be insane. So I think that's all the decks are gonna be testing early in the format. But like I agree with John, it's gonna be an open format, and a lot of people. It's gonna be fun. I think they did the right move by banning Law because it's open now. More decks can play.
Because you know, like Reiju came back, and I believe Reiju it's a really really scary deck. It's tier 1. I see Reiju as tier 1. I see Bonnie stepping it up, also it's tier 1. I see Lucci. It's still still gonna be tier 1. You know, I'm gonna see. I believe that Enel.
Even Gecko. I think Gecko.
Gecko is also a deck that it's know that
Komoria.
That if you're grinding with that deck and you know how to play that deck, it's gonna be really good. If you're a really good pilot of Gecko, that's because you just keep spamming little bodies from trash. So that's gonna be tier 1. Doflamingo, it's tier 1.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of decks out there that are gonna compete against each other.
So much fun.
I believe Nami, it's tier 1 as well.
Scary, bro.
Scary. That could just steal games without you knowing, you know. So there's a lot of good decks that are going to be coming in OP-08, and I believe that it's going to be a healthy format. I love when there's so many decks that you can see different variety of decks when you go to a tournament. You only see one deck and you only play with the best deck now. Like there's going to be so many decks, so I encourage everybody just to grind for these OP-08 coming up. It's going to be great. It's going to be a healthy format. Everybody's going to start doing different tags. It's going to be so much fun, guys. So.
Yeah, like I agree with everything you say, brother. It's gonna be a really fun format, and what I'm loving about One Piece is getting to a level that it's getting rich in cars. So I can build an L in a different way right now if I want to, and compete. But that's what I'm loving. Like, just we getting more cars and more cars after every set.
We gotta actually see when OP-08 comes out and see how the meta establishes,
and then that's
how we can change the deck depending on what's played the most. So at this moment, we know we could see what the other continent is playing or how the NL top.
But it's a different format, though.
But that doesn't mean that format is going to be the same as this.
We're not going to have the same format.
Law is banned, guys.
Yes, so we're not going to have Law for OP-08.
So this could change because this was actually built more for Law.
Yes.
But, so I don't know how the format is going to become. Depending what's played the most, that's how we're going to have to adjust, and that'll be for a later video. For you to showcase what are the changes we're going to make. And
we're not going to cheat you. Sometimes we take time to bring videos because we want to bring something that's being battle tested and at least is consistent. It's not going to mean you're going to win every game, but at least you can compete every game.
I mean, like I said, I gone undefeated in a lot of tournaments, as well as I lost X1.
When I came back, I went X3. I only won one game. It happens.
But the deck is performed through all the tournaments I played, and the most I've been is X1. I lost one game. You know, so I believe that all the testing and the deck profile that I showcase it's good. It's just you just gotta know how to pilot it, and we
still have like 2 weeks of the format. So if you're gonna go to Treasure Cups, locals, give it a try, man. Give it a try.
You're gonna see a lot of Law players. So
it's a lot of value from this list. I know it's ending the format, but
it's a lot of value.
Try it. But hey, I guess we took everything. We took care of everything again.
We covered over everything.
Thank you so much for the support. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. We have big things coming up. Thank you for being patient with our giveaway. Like I say, my brother went through some health issues, me too. But we're back now, stronger, better than ever. So stay tuned for the information coming soon. And thank you so much, John. You're one of the main, members. He's been almost since the beginning. And he fell in love with Yellow like me, and I'm blessed to have you as a testing partner. So thank you again, and shout out to the community again, and everybody, Discord, YouTube,
and make sure you join the Discord. I love when there's a lot of people in the Discord.
We're gonna share the information so more people can join.
Sharing ideas, testing, like putting spoilers, putting anything that you guys see that we need to know. Any tournaments that's going on, any list that you see the top. That's kind of like the place we as a One Piece players, we log in every morning and check what's going on and see who's top, what list top, what tournaments. We usually, when I go to a tournament, I like to put the list, who top, what deck's top, because that's kind of like giving you information of what's going on in the format. So that's really good place for you to actually log in, sign up, get to our our community, look at all the videos. And if you need anything, any help, let us know. We're here. we're gonna be there. There's a lot of members that they have also tradings. If you need something, you're gonna trade.
Yeah.
You could get with them. They're probably you could do it by mail or anything if you're not here in Florida.
Yeah.
But I think the Discord is a really good place for everybody just to log in. If you want to test, you can test in the Discord.
We're there.
So everybody's in the Discord, and everybody, it's really friendly, really good people.
Yeah.
So shout out to the Discord.
Shout out, and hopefully soon we're gonna make the rules of the servers and everything. As long as you're a positive person and you like to vibe and have fun, you're welcome, and we're gonna make it soon public. So again, thank you so much. Love you all.